You're listening to
Catholic Sprouts,
the daily podcast for Catholic kids that strives to plant seeds of faith. Hey there, Sprouts. Today is Thursday, October 10th, 2019. This week on the Catholic Sprouts podcast, we have been talking about the Trinity. We talked about how God is a community of love. He is one true God with three persons. We also talked about how the mystery of the Trinity is something that we will never be able to really fit inside of our minds. So don't be frustrated. Lots of saints struggle to understand this too. Yesterday, we talked about how in the Trinity, there's three people, and the hardest person to understand is easily the Holy Spirit. Jesus sent the Holy Spirit to the early church on Pentecost, and with the Holy Spirit comes many gifts. Now, today, we are going to continue to talk about this idea of gifts. So think about this for a moment with me. Now, what is the point of life? I know that's a big question, but it's something that philosophers have been thinking about for a long time. What is the ultimate thing that we are questing after? Well, philosophers, both the Greek pagan philosophers and even the philosopher St. Thomas Aquinas, came to the same conclusion, that the whole point of life, everything that we are questing after, is happiness. We are questing after happiness. Some of us chase down money or honor or power, but even chasing down those things is just a means or a step or an effort to be happy. A lot of the times we chase down things that don't make us happy and make us even less happier than we were in the beginning. Now, St. Thomas Aquinas realized, of course, that the ultimate happiness that we can hope to experience is heaven. That happy isn't even the right word for the way that we will feel in heaven. We will feel ultimate joy because we will be fully united with God. So, as Christians, we believe that the ultimate point of life is to reach heaven, and that entering heaven is easily the best gift we could ever hope for. So, that is the best gift. Now, you might be familiar that when we talk about the Holy Spirit, we oftentimes talk about the 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit. Heaven is the ultimate gift that we can hope to receive, but the Holy Spirit comes with 7 specific gifts that will help us reach that ultimate prize, that ultimate gift of heaven. Remember, the Holy Spirit is the very love that flows between the Father and the Son. That love does not only exist between those two people, but it is so big that it splashes out, that it spreads into the entire world. It is a bottomless ocean of love. And the best thing for us to do is to allow ourselves to be caught up in it, to be swept away with it, to be drenched in this love, and to let it permeate every part of our life. Because the closer we get to God, the more these gifts will spill into our life and will help us get to the ultimate prize of heaven. So over the next couple weeks of this podcast, we are going to be talking about the 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit. Maybe you've heard of them before, but here they are. Number 1, fear of God. Number 2, piety. Number 3, knowledge. Number 4, fortitude. Number 5, counsel. Number 6 is understanding. And number 7 is wisdom. Now, on paper, these gifts might sound a little bit boring. And on paper, they are boring. Because the only way that these gifts can be really understood is to watch them lived out. To watch them lived out in the lives of saints. To watch them lived out that way is anything but boring. It is to see someone overcome the terrible obstacles in their way and reach that ultimate prize of heaven. So that is what we are going to be talking about, because the Holy Spirit might be hard to visualize, and we might not ever even really know what the Holy Spirit looks like. But we can identify the gifts once they enter our lives. And so, Sprouts, here is my challenge for you today. In preparation for understanding the 7 gifts of the Holy Spirit, I want you once again to take just 1 minute of quiet and to reflect upon this third person of the Trinity, the Holy Spirit, and to pray simply that God can open you up to the gifts of the Holy Spirit so that you might receive these precious gifts that will prepare you and lead you to heaven. That's it for Catholic Sprouts today. We'll be back tomorrow, but until then, continue to grow in your faith and truly sprout into the beautiful creation that God created you to be. Just one more thing, Sprouts. Please don't forget that you can start earning your Catholic Sprouts Challenge patches today. There is a patch for completing the challenges in each episode of this podcast, for praying the rosary for an entire month, and there are many more to come. To go check it out and print your sheets to start earning them, and is completely free for everyone, just head to CatholicSprouts.com/challenge patches. You can also find a link in the notes for this episode.